You mentioned CMMC, and for people who aren't paying attention, the cyber maturity model certification is probably going to affect 350,000 contractors in the defense industrial base. The follow-up question that I had, because I think you brought up some great points, is that the Defense Federal Acquisition Regulation Supplement, known in short as DFARS, existed long before CMMC. Historically, there were all these requirements that you needed to meet if you were a defense contractor, but they were not vetted or verified very well that the contractors were meeting the requirements. And so now we have something new. The crux of my question is, given all of the activity that's going on with CMMC, what are your thoughts about the impact that this requirement for the DoD supply chain, when you talk about the defense industrial base, is going to have on commercial organizations? Because surely some of the same service providers deliver products, solutions, and services to both the Defense Department and to commercial organizations. Do you think that's going to lead to good things for what you talked about in reference to buying power and driving changes?
If you're okay, I'm going to break that question up in two parts. The first part is around there has been and currently is a model called the computer network defense provider type model, meaning if you can't, let's say there's 125 tasks that you need to go do to defend a network, that if you can't do yourself, you can align with somebody else that's been certified to go do that. And so for many years, back when I was at the Army's Global Network Operating Security Center, which today is U.S. Army Cyber Command, there was a model that says if you, the commissary and the PX, could not provide the security services for yourself, you could align yourself to the Army to provide those services for you for the things you could not, or you could leverage a vendor that's been certified to go do that. And so I do believe that the enforcement of that model is about to get steam, meaning that there's going to be a trust but verify model. Not only will you have to fill out the form that says you did those 127 tasks, you're going to have somebody that's now going to verify that you did those 127 tasks, which I think is going to be critical as well. I think the second thing is what you're alluding to is the fact is who now is the third and fourth parties that enable the defense industrial base? Who's providing the parts to Lockheed Martin to build the plane, outside of just Lockheed Martin being on the contract with the Department of Defense to now deliver the plane itself? And so I do believe that the DoD cybersecurity maturity model is going to let us think past just the initial contract and what are all the tertiary connected tissue associated with ensuring the integrity of the entire supply chain of that vendor itself. Why that's going to complicate things. SecureWorks, as an example, our targeted market is not the federal space, but we have customers that they then turn around and support the supply chain of various defense industrial base companies. And now what does it mean to us as those mandates get trickled deeper into those relationships, which is what I think you're alluding to.
Yep, and I think that was a great answer, and I think is extremely relevant to our conversation today, because in a lot of cases, when you're talking about supply chain management, it's not just manufacturing of physical products, but there are a lot of players that end up contributing to the manufacture of digital products, and kind of thinking about the entire ecosystem and how you manage that and how much risk is acceptable and your capacity for risk taking all influence the decisions that companies are ultimately